Hello, my name is Maria Bezubova and you're at my channel Fertilizers Jazz. Here we talk about events, trends, technologies in the world of fertilizers and agriculture. Please subscribe to the channel, put like to this video, and let's jazz! With today's video, we continue the regular mini-series of discussions with prominent market analysts about different market segments development. And topic of today is nitrates market. In order to discuss it, I am happy to host again a super cool guest, Manuja Pandey, Senior Market Editor at ICIS. I am happy to welcome you, Manuja, and thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you, Maria. It's such a pleasure to talk to you again.
Thank you. Manuja, we meet today at the beginning of July, which is usually off-season for nitrates in Europe, obviously. But this year, I think it is a bit different. Due to the extreme rally in urea, both producers and buyers revisited their purchasing strategy. At least that's how I see it for purchasing of nitrates in Q2. So my first question is, can you please explain a bit more how the situation in urea market and in general this geopolitical turmoil that we lived through in the Q2 influenced nitrates purchases in Q2?
Sure, Maria. As you rightly said, there was this huge rally in urea, and we did see a spillover on nitrates from the point of view that nitrate producers also got the opportunity to raise prices. Now, bear in mind that, because of the Iran-Israel conflict, gas prices shot up, crude oil prices shot up. So the cost of production for producers also shot up. This was an excellent opportunity for producers to raise prices, passing on some of the cost increase onto the consumer. And, as you know, traditionally, urea and nitrates always compete for shelf space or buying space with farmers. So, it was, like I said, a very good opportunity for producers to pass on the price increases. And buyers also were anticipating that some price increase is inevitable, and tracking urea as well. So it did not really dent demand for nitrates as such, because urea was also equally expensive.
I see. Yeah, thank you very much. And how do you see the situation developing in Q3 now? Actually, we're at the beginning of Q3. Do you think that there will be some more demand in Europe because of this situation, because of this change in the purchase attitude? And how do you evaluate the situation with pricing? How more price increase buyers can take? Because clearly affordability is already an issue globally, not only in Europe, but globally, of course.
Yes. So there has been a significant amount of price increase already. And all of it has been in the new season, which is basically for the spring of 2026. So we are talking about advanced buying for 2026. Typically, that starts from sometime in June and goes on till end of mid-December, and then again there's a little bit of buying from January or February onwards. And what we see is farmers have become they have wisened up. They don't want to do too many advanced purchases right at the beginning of the new season. They want, from June onwards, they have been spacing their purchases out. Obviously, when prices increase, it becomes increasingly unaffordable for the farmer. The farm margins are already being squeezed. So we have seen farmers deferring their decision to purchase, especially with the latest round of price increases. Like last week, there was Yara that raised prices in the UK. 10 days ago, they raised prices in Europe. And these are the third or the fourth price increases for the new season. So prices have really gone up, values have gone up, and farmers are not jumping in to buy. We are seeing a little bit of slowdown in demand. Also, this is the time for harvesting. So farmers are focusing now on the field activity for harvest, and it's traditionally also the lean period or the slow season for the off season, as you call it, for nitrate fertilizers. So overall, we are seeing a little bit of slowdown in demand for ammonium nitrate and calcium ammonium nitrate, also in Germany, but Ireland still seems to be hungry for CAN, and I think till August, demand there will remain. But in the rest of Europe, Northwest Europe, or even in the Baltics, we are seeing a slowdown.
I see. I see. Thank you. There is one more important thing which we definitely need to discuss, which just happened a week ago. And it was July 1st, the date when the whole European fertilizers market, a change was awaiting for the fertilizers market. As of this date, Russian imports are subject to additional duties. So what happened during Q2 as a preparation to this date? Have you seen any preparations at all happening from the Russian supplier side or from the local distributor side? And which immediate changes do you think we will see in Q3 because of this change?
Okay, so to answer the first part of your question, in Q2 or in the early part, we did see that there was a lot more Russian product coming into the market. I think the producers were also trying to export as much as they could in the first part before the first July deadline. So consequently, there was a lot of Russian supply in the market, which was actually also putting pressure on the European producers as far as pricing was concerned, because Russian product is normally priced lower as compared to European product. Having said that, it's too early to tell whether there has been any less supply now in the market. We did see that even before the 1st July, a lot before, maybe a month and a half before, we did see values of Russian ammonium nitrate going up. Every week they were up by, either $5 or $10 or $20. But whether of course, a lot of it was also a factor of, again, the Iran-Israel conflict and the increase in gas prices overall. The price of urea, the nitrate prices were tailing urea, the spike in urea values. How much of this has been due to, it's very difficult to say how much of it is actually due to, the increase in tariff, the tariff burden that the Russian producers will now be, including in their costing or in their pricing. It's very difficult to say at this stage. Maybe, we will have to wait for the month to be over, wait for people to come back to us and tell us. We're still in the first week of the tariffs. Whether Russia is going to reduce their supply. I do know that there are some planned maintenances with producers planned in Russia. So there will be some supply impact because of that, a reduced supply. Then we also had a couple of Russian producers that were where production had stopped due to the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. We need to know that if production has begun there, like what is the extent that they are producing, and whether they are ready for exports. There's a lot of uncertainty at the moment, so it's a bit early to talk about supply coming in from Russia. As far as prices go, prices have already been increased. Whether they are going to raise it again, and whether the prices have been increased only because of the import tariff burden going up, it's very difficult to quantify that, because even the producers themselves would not share that information with us.
Indeed, indeed. I agree. Let's meet here as usually we do in a quarter from now and evaluate this effect. So hopefully we will have more meat on these bones to discuss in a quarter. Okay, I propose that we move to the other side of the planet now, which actually enters active purchasing mode. How do you see demand in Latin America and specifically in Brazil in Q3? Because again, coming back to the question of affordability, Brazilian farmers, Brazilian buyers are perhaps one of the most hit by the affordability issue this year. It's not only about nitrates, of course, it's in general nitrogen and especially phosphates. So all in all, they are, I think, in quite difficult situation in front of their main purchasing season. How do you evaluate the situation there?
Okay. So in Latin America, specifically in Brazil, we are entering in Q2 is the latter half of Q2 is when the buying actively begins for the first corn crop. Uh, Planting for the corn crop begins in September, goes on through till January, December, January. So they typically start buying and in July onwards or end June onward, and this goes on till mid of August. So typically when they're buying for their corn crop, they're looking at all kinds of nitrogen fertilizers. Yes, there was a rally in urea, and whenever urea prices go up, it always benefits nitrate fertilizers such as ammonium nitrate and ammonium sulfate. We did see towards end of June, we did see a lot of volumes being bought. Although there were not too many deals, but the deals that were happening that we heard about, the trades that we heard about, they were for large quantities, shipment of 20,000 tons or 10,000 tons at one, in every instance. So that is quite a large quantity. We are seeing prices are firming, definitely in Brazil. Um, yes, it is going to affect farmers' affordability, but at the same time, this is the buying season, so I don't, I don't expect that demand is going to be impacted because farmers do have to get nitrogen into their soil, and now whether it is going to be ammonium nitrate and calcium ammonium nitrate or urea, that will really depend on the factor of how the two play against each other. There's ammonium sulfate also that comes into the mix. So I do expect that demand will continue there. In fact, it's just beginning and it's going to remain strong. We I understand that the price increases that we've seen in Europe, we haven't seen that extent of price increases for ammonium nitrate in Brazil. For instance, the Russian producers do tell us that they're still priced quite low compared to their cost as far as Brazil is concerned. So I don't know whether there will be. I mean, it's very difficult for anybody to predict whether prices are going to go up, whether producers are going to raise prices or they're going to maintain it at this level, whether they will be stable. But at as of now, we are not seeing any impact on demand. Again, it's early in the season. Buying has just begun in Brazil and Latin America. We do hear that producers have a lot of demand. Russian producers, for instance, a lot of them are sold out till end of August. So clearly, sales have been good. Um, we'll just have to wait and see, I suppose. Again, it's a little bit early to comment upon, how it will pan out in going ahead.
Indeed, indeed, I agree. So at least thank you very much for your evaluation of the demand. And ammonium sulfate in Brazil, it is another interesting topic, I think, of the past year because we have seen more and more and more sulfate to come into the play against very highly priced urea. And farmers were clearly focusing on low-cost nitrogen and ammonium sulfate. During these couple of quarters. Do you think ammonium sulfate will play both against urea, let's say, and ammonium nitrate, or it is mainly the source of, exchanging high urea nitrogen?
I think ammonium sulfate has always competed for shelf space, and it's always a preferred. Traditionally, ammonium sulfate is cheaper than urea in Brazil, and so it is a go-to for farmers because not only do they get nitrogen, but they also get sulfur along with it, sulfate for their crops. So it is definitely more preferred.
Thank you very much. Let's move to the situation with supply of nitrates. You already mentioned a bit, but I would like to clarify a bit more for myself. So 2 weeks ago, just in the middle of the Israel-Iran escalation, the cost of gas, of course, peaked, and it was something around $14 per MMBTU. at TTF benchmark, but then it dropped back to the current level of around 11 something dollars per MMBTU. And also ammonia prices slipped during Q2, so the situation for producers who operate on imported ammonia was also quite favorable. So how do you evaluate the cost of production onwards in Q3? And especially for those who are importing ammonia for its production in Europe?
That's a very good question. It's we are seeing that gas prices are coming down. They have softened. How long they are going to remain at current levels? How long is the de-escalation going to remain? Is that here to stay, or the situation could reverse? But having said all of this, citing these factors, ammonia still continues to be very expensive for producers, European producers, and they continue to import ammonia. A lot of producers, large producers, for instance, SKWP, they have shut down their ammonia plant, and they have no plans to start producing ammonia till Q3. So the cost of production continues to remain high for European producers, as far as I can understand.
Yes, so let's hope that situation at least stabilized, and we will not break this, ceasefire deal that was agreed to the sake of lives and also to the sake of business, of course. Manuja, I want to thank you very much for this insightful talk as usually. And I will be glad to meet you here again in a quarter from now and see how close we were in our discussions and evaluations of what will happen in Q3. I wish you personally and ICIS a lot of great projects during this time, and see you soon. See you next quarter.
Thank you so much, Maria. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and it was great talking to you today. See you soon.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. As usually, I will leave all credentials of Manuja and ICIS in the comments. Please let me know in the comments which other topics related to nitrates market development you are eager to uncover, and I will be happy to do so next time with Manuja in our regular quarterly discussions. Please subscribe to the channel, put like to this video, push the bell in order not to miss any updates, and see you soon.